Hello and welcome to Shelby Township Parks and Recreation in the News. I'm Joe Youngblood. This is Mike Adams. We'd like to wish everyone here in Shelby Township a happy new year. It's hard to believe, Mike, 2015.
The years keep coming very fast. I don't know where the time goes.
They sure do. This time of year, as we know, it's very cold outside. Fortunately, we had a decent November and December, but now it's January, very cold weather. And here in Michigan, we're used to it, right? So at Maystecker Park, we have the wonderful outdoor ice rink. So if you want to stop by, check it out. It's twice the size that it was last year. There's 2 hockey goals out there. And also I'd like to point out Monday through Friday, it will be open in the evening. We have lights. It's in the outfield of the softball field, so it is lighted. And also it'll be open Saturday and Sunday. Now Saturday and Sunday we will not have the lights on, but it'll be open all day long as the sun is out. Mike, you've been over there. You've seen the hockey arena. We know there's lots of kids here in Shelby Township love to play out there, and there's nothing like being a youth playing that outdoor pond hockey. But this obviously is nice and safe because it's only about 6 to 8 inches deep, and it's our maintenance guys do a wonderful job of grooming it.
They really do, and unfortunately, in Michigan, the weather changes on a daily basis. So when we do get that cold stretch, you do see the families out there and the people playing hockey and just families skating. They definitely take advantage of those few cold days we have. So it does look beautiful out there, and if you look at the forecast, looks like it might be there for a while. So take advantage of it.
Yes, whether you like the cold or not, the ice rink will be in good shape for a while since it is going to be very cold. Also at Riverbends Park, when we do have more snow, we do have a sledding hill there, and the sledding hill is very nice. Mike, I'd say the sledding hill there is for ages 12, 13, and under is a very nice hill for them.
Yeah, it is. We've taken our kids there, and they're 8 and 9, and some areas are for the older kids, but it seems to work well for that age group. Definitely wouldn't bring a 2-year-old out there.
No.
Yeah, for those ages, it works very well.
And if you do have a younger child, Mike, as you mentioned, we do have Gene Shepherd Park, and we have there's a little bit of a nice sledding hill on the west end of the park. So we had quite a few people out there last year, and I would say that is for ages 6 and under. Would be pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it's not quite as high or as steep as Riverbends Park. So yeah, I would say 5, 6-year-olds definitely. And
actually, I took my daughter Molly out there, and she was 8 last year, and she really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it just depends on the child and their preference for how high a hill is. But yeah, amazing how many people were out there. We did have snow for a long period of time last year, but since it is a new park, it was amazing to see how many people knew about it and was out there.
Definitely. And also in any of our parks, if you are a cross-country skier, you're more than welcome to bring your cross-country skis out and get your exercise in the park. Also, we want to mention, as far as with the ice rink, sometimes from day to day, we know it's very cold right now, as we mentioned, but certain days they're going to have some warmer temperatures, or we may have it flooded in the afternoon, so it may be shut down for a little bit till it refreezes. So please visit our Facebook page, Shelby Township Parks and Recreation, and like our Facebook page, and you'll have updates when the rink is open and when the ice rink is closed, and that's on our Facebook page. Also, we have many different reminders. We have Little League Baseball, special events, anything that we have coming up soon, you'll be notified on our Facebook page. And Mike, speaking of Little League Baseball,
it's here.
It's here, even though it's probably 5 degrees below with the wind chill right now.
Yep.
Baseball's here, registration's starting up, and before you know it, they'll be out on the baseball field. So can you give us a brief overview of the registration process?
Yeah, many people cannot believe that registration does start in January, but when you're talking 1,000 to 1,200 players, you have to start way in advance. And I know a lot of people don't have their schedules set, but we do have a lot of options for all the age groups. So especially with the younger kids, when we do 2 different, do a Monday, Wednesday, and a Tuesday, Thursday league, there's pretty much an option for everybody.
Well, and on that, Mike, let's give this scenario. If I'm a returning player, so I played in the league last year, many years, how would I go about registering, and when would that begin?
January 14th is for players who played last year.
Okay.
That's online only for the first few days, the first week or so.
So don't even have to come in the office?
Don't have to come in the office. Don't have to call. If you have a receipt from last year, or even want to email or call us, we can get you your information to log into our website and do it right online. Very easy process. You're done in 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
Your child's registered for Little League for the year. Like I always say, don't wait till April when you think your schedule's set. Because unfortunately, last year we had a lot of divisions filled, and sometimes we have to condense divisions for many reasons, whether or not we don't have enough coaches, so we have to condense, or we don't have enough field space because another league's popular.
Correct.
Don't wait till April 1st, April 10th to register. Do it now.
Okay. If I just moved to Shelby Township, and or I've lived in Shelby Township and I haven't played baseball before, my child hasn't played, how do I register then?
Still very easy. A couple options. One, you can come in, show us the child's birth certificate and your driver's license to show that you live in the township, whether you just moved in, if you have a license or anything that shows you live in the township. You can fax it to us, or you can email that information over to us. We put it into the computer, and then you can call us back or go online at that point and do it. So it's pretty easy.
So you just need the one proof of ID?
Yep, driver's license works well, but you said a lot of people, what we found the past couple years, a lot of people are moving into the township and for whatever reason haven't changed their driver's license yet. If they have their purchase agreement or something like that, but the driver's license is the easiest.
Something with the address on it.
Driver's license is the easiest, but yeah, something that shows that you live in the township now.
Okay.
And then the birth certificate is very important because we do have to check the births of all the kids. So.
Good. And we also have, Mike, so many different divisions for your son to play in. For the girls softball, we have girls fast pitch softball. And Mike, for the girls, before we get into the boys, what's the age breakdown for the girls softball?
Well, obviously girls can play T-ball and coach pitch, but once they get to the age of 9, 10, 11, whatever, they do want to end up playing girls softball. So our age group is 9 to 12-year-olds for girls softball. It is fast pitch. A lot of people in different areas do slow pitch at that age even, but we've always done fast pitch at that age. So it's ages 9 to 12. There's one girls softball division. Okay,
so the girls, obviously, as Mike said, can sign up for the T-ball, rookie ball, pitching machine, and also for the girls softball division. Also, we do have the boys minors and majors, and we are Little League affiliated out of Williamsport, so that does not exclude girls at all. But specifically, if you're looking for the girls only from 9 to 12, we have a specific age group for girls.
Yeah, and a good transition, which more girls have done in the past, not so much in the recent past, but a lot of girls do play pitching machine for 1 year. It's a good transition to go from coach pitch, 1 year of pitch machine, and then into girls fast pitch, because it is kind of a big jump for anyone that's, say, that was 8 years old that played coach pitch, where the coach is just simply lobbing them the ball. To girls fast pitch, where the girls can, some of the 11-year-olds can really throw the ball hard. That pitch machine is really a good option for 1 year. We've had dozens of girls in the past play in one single season, so another option.
Now, Mike, we know that when our residents can pick up the registration form in our newsletter, it can be overwhelming, to be honest with you, when you're looking at it. Now, let's just go through the different age groups here, and then we'll just talk about a little summary here, and hopefully we can help some of the people that are looking to register for a certain age division. The first one is ages 4 to 6 is Coed TBall. That's pretty cut and dry, just the basics of T-ball.
Yeah, and we have tons of T-ball in Shelby Township, as you know. We have T-ball starting in April, going through almost the end of October. So the only difference with this one is, as you mentioned, it's residency-based. You have to be a Shelby Township resident to play in this T-ball. Other programs are called PWT, basically the same age group, but that's when maybe your cousins that live in Sterling Heights or Clinton can come and play. But like you said, cut and dry, 4 to 6-year-olds, co-ed T-ball, boys and girls. A lot of people ask if their 3-year-old can play in there. Unfortunately not. That's why we have the other divisions, the parent-child.
That's strictly through Parks and Rec.
That we run where we allow 3-year-olds to play in that. But this is just 4 to 6-year-olds.
And as Mike, as you mentioned, in Little Leagues, strictly Parks and Rec, but the difference is we're sanctioned with Williamsport.
Right, so we have to follow their guidelines, correct.
So moving on, we have the co-ed coach pitch division. That's ages 6, 7, and 8. And Mike, with the coach pitch division, it's a wonderful transition to go from co-ed T-ball to the coach pitch, but it's not quite getting you to the pitch machine division yet. So the coaches pitch in this division?
Coaches pitch, obviously, and a lot of people, this is a great league. I always recommend at least 2 years in this league. A lot of people just want to do one and move on, but even if your child's 5 or 6 and you pitch to them in the backyard and you think they can hit, it's a lot different when you have a coach pitching it to them 35, 40 feet away with 20 kids out in the field and 40, 50 people watching them, they get a little nervous. So this is a great division, a big developmental division that I think kids should at least spend 2 years in.
Hey, Mike, would you agree that Coach Pitch probably one of the bigger rule changes or biggest change from moving up to T-ball, as opposed in T-ball where they stand up there and they keep swinging until they hit the ball? When you're in the Coed Coach Pitch, if you swing 3 times on 3 pitches, you're out.
Yeah,
it's a kind of that nice transition.
This is the first division where it's starting to teach them, not that you don't teach them in T-ball, but the first division where they're starting to learn the rules of the games. They can't just go up there and swing at any pitch, can't swing at pitches over their head. They actually start learning the game of baseball in this division.
Very good. That's Coach Pitch, 6, 7, and 8-year-olds. Then, Mike, the next step would be pitching machine baseball. Because at the next step, you have the chance to go to pitching machine or boys minors, or the girls minor division.
Yep.
So sticking with the pitching machine baseball, obviously a machine pitches the baseball. And what's the progression from Coed Pitch to pitching machine?
Well, the pitch machine is a little bit further back, and it's also throwing a little bit harder. It's throwing about 35 to 40 miles an hour, versus whatever a coach is throwing prior in the 30-mile-an-hour neighborhood. It's a great division. It was down a number of years ago. It's actually been one of our most popular divisions lately. We did kind of have an age change this year, because what we were finding is, since it was so popular, so many more people wanted to come into it. So then you're having 7-year-olds, people asking if 6-year-olds can play in there. So we do have to have a cutoff somewhere because it is difficult. The pitch is coming at 40 miles an hour, not 25 or 30. So we did have to bring it back to our ages 8 to 10. But another division that they learn, like you said, right before they start kid pitch, where actually the kids are throwing the ball. It's a great transition year.
And it's probably a nice division if you have your son or daughter who may be a little timid of facing another kid pitching the ball, because this way when you have a pitch machine, it's pretty accurate. Of course, the machine has to be altered once in a while, but that's probably one of the biggest reasons we get is their child's not ready to face a live pitcher. And also, we know how it is when you get into kids pitching at 8, 9, or 10. You could have a lot of walks. So you probably have a little bit more action in the pitching machine division.
And it's with anything else, with the next step up, which we'll talk about in a minute, the minor division, you have umpires and things are a lot more competitive. Not that it's not competitive in T-ball, Coach Pitch, or this one, but there's no umpires out there. The managers are still
good point.
Doing the game, so it's not as competitive.
Well, that's a good segue into the boys minor now. That's 9, 10, and 11-year-olds. And also because the girls, 9, 10, 11, that's the one division, 9 to 12. So if we go to the boys minor, 9, 10, 11, you mentioned the umpires and also the kids pitching. That's probably the biggest difference for this age group.
Yep, this is now their first introduction into kid pitch, where actually the kids are pitching the ball. You said some kids are ready to go at age 9, their skill level. Some aren't, and they'll work through it. They're allowed, like you said, they're allowed to stay in the division until they're 11 if they want to. So there's a couple of years that the kid can develop with the kid pitching. So
right, and then when you get into, Mike, and that's a good point, the 11-year-olds, because the boys major is 10, 11, and 12-year-olds.
A little overlap.
So now we have an overlap for those 10 and 11-year-olds. For those parents out there watching, what would you recommend if they have a 10, 11-year-old? Which division should they be on?
They really have to watch and talk to their child and see what division's good for them. A couple easy things: if your child's 11 or 10 and they're still in boys minor and they struggle that year, maybe batting 8th or 9th and only got a couple hits in the season, there's no reason to move them up to majors. That's why we keep that open until age 11 in the minors, to keep them there for just another year of progression. We don't want to rush anyone into a league that they're not ready for. It doesn't help anybody. So that's why we kind of do have that age range there. But if they are really good and 10, 11 years old, the major is definitely a step up as far as the competitiveness and everything else.
So you're saying that 10-year-old to get in the boys majors, he would obviously be
a top tier player,
above average player in his the season.
Yeah, we just don't want to move people up because maybe their cousin or brother is on a team. We want to move them up because their skill level says that they should be moving up.
Okay. And then, Mike, one of our most competitive divisions, which we've had for a couple seasons now, which Little League put in place, which has probably been the best thing Little League ever did, is the 50 to 70 intermediate baseball. Now you're playing a lot of people like to say regular baseball.
Real baseball, yeah.
And with the leadoffs and stealing and so on and so forth.
Yeah, Little League kind of lifts some of their rules up for this division where it's almost like high school baseball, and we found that the 12 and 13-year-olds just love that. And,
Sure.
we offered it a couple years ago. We had a good turnout, and it's only grown since then. And it is probably the most fun division to watch, to be honest, because it is, like you said, almost like real baseball.
Yeah, kids like to lead off and pick off moves, you know. So especially when you get to that age, when they're 12 and 13, that's a nice division. Then moving on, we have the boys senior baseball, 14 to 16-year-old. So that one, obviously, the biggest thing is you're playing high school rules.
Right, we changed that age division, 14 to 16, a couple years ago, and we went from 2 to 6 teams, automatically changing that age range. So that's the last division that we offer. We do get some kids from the high school to play that, so that one's growing as well.
And we say high school rules, but there are some Little League playing requirements and pitching counts. That
everyone bats, continuous batting order, just like in T-ball, all the way up to this age division, everyone bats. So.
Good. And then the girls, Mike, we touched on a little bit. That's so if the girl played T-ball, Coach Pitch, then the next step would be 9 to 12-year-old fast pitch division, and it's a good division. We usually get about 5 or 6 teams in there, and the girls love to play softball, and they're very competitive. Yeah,
it's with that age division, it is quite a span, so we do kind of get everyone, like you said, just coming up from Coach Pitch or the girls that did play pitching machine to the 12-year-olds who have been in it for a couple of years. But they gel well, and it's been a good division hanging on for the past couple of years. So we're excited still to have that. And they are eligible too, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, in the future about our end-of-season tournaments. But the girls are eligible for that as well. We have end-of-season tournament for some of the age divisions here. So. We always talk about that as we get a little closer to the end of the season.
Very good. Thank you very much, Mike. And if you have any more questions on the Little League Baseball 2015, you can shoot us an email or give us a call at 731-0300. We'd be more than happy to assist you with that. Mike, we had some special events. We have some special events coming up. We have the Princess Party coming up. That's always a very exciting event. Give us a brief overview on that.
Yeah, this is... Gosh, I think this is the 4th Princess Party we've done. The past 3 years, it's sold out a month in advance.
Right here at the community center, right?
Right here at the community center. This year's theme is Frozen, and it's sold out a month and a half ago. It's been so popular.
Couldn't have a better theme, right?
No, we have live princesses there, crafts, cookies. It's just an unbelievable night for little girls. My daughter went to the first one, and it is really nice. But great part. Unfortunately, like I said, for people viewing, it is sold out this year. We always have it toward the end of January, so keep an eye on that for next year.
Good. Also, we have the mom-to-mom sale coming up, and if you're like me at all, down in the basement storage room, you're running out of room from all the toys you have and extra clothes. So we have a mom-to-mom sale here in Shelby Township. Mike, give us a little bit more information. Where is this being held, and what's the date of it, and how do you register?
That's being held here, too, at the community center, Saturday the 24th. It's from 9 to 1 p.m. It's only $1 to get in if you want to shop. At this time, we have limited availability left. If anyone wants to set up, get rid of that junk in the basement, the clothes, the toys, whatever you have. It's a great opportunity. We get a great turnout. There's not a lot of sales this time of the year, so I'm thinking we're going to have a great turnout this year.
And you'll find some nice stuff there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's been, I'm not a big brand person, but there's been Coach and all these great brands for great prices that people are evidently looking for, and people are very happy with the sale. They always comment on how they sold all their big items, because people don't want to lug around those strollers forever, so people always comment how much they sold those big items to get rid of them.
Very good. So that's the mom-to-mom sale. If you would like to register, 731-0300. Mike, we have... obviously, right around the corner, we have our new newsletter coming out. And when should our residents expect that new newsletter to be mailed out?
That's going to be mailed out around February 18th or 19th, so that should hit their home shortly after. That one does cover a large time frame of end of February to about June 1st. So there's a lot of spring activities, which are always popular. People are ready to get out of the house and do anything. T-ball, like we talked about, soccer. That'll all be in there, as well as even some of the early summer activities will be in that new newsletter coming out.
Good. And Mike, we can't forget, of course, the Daddy-Daughter Dance, which is held at Cherry Creek Golf Course and Banquet Facility. Beautiful evening out with your lovely daughter, and that is on February 12th at Cherry Creek Golf Course. And once again, give us a call at 731-0300 to register. And at this time, let's take a look at some of the video that we have from the Daddy-Daughter Dance from past years.
Now go from side to side because your dads are cool. Why is it there?
As you can see from the wonderful footage from Shelby Cable, all the dads and daughters had a wonderful time, some memories that you'll never forget. And Mike, the Daddy-Daughter Dance, I know you've gone before, I've gone before. It's something my daughter talks about all the time, and before we know it, they won't want to go anymore, so we might as well enjoy the last few years that we have.
I bet you it's only going to be a year or two, and actually we still have the picture up from last year, so
Yeah.
got to snap those pictures and get them up while they last. I'm thinking this might be one of the last years. So.
Yep, so that's Daddy-Daughter Dance 2015. We hope to see you there. And we'd like to thank everyone for watching. We once again wish everyone a Happy New Year. We hope to see you at some of our special events, Little League Baseball, and just enjoy all the fine things here in Shelby Township. Here at Parks and Rec, we try to improve the quality of life for our residents. And please remember, here at Shelby Parks and Recreation, we create community through people, parks, and programs. Thanks for watching.